Hello everyone, welcome to Ankita's classroom. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic, that is spanning trees, which is important not only for your competitive examinations but for your university level and college level examinations also. So let's start with it. Spanning trees, one of the important topics in data structures, algorithms and graph theory. So the first question that comes is, what is a spanning tree? So if we go with the formal definition, we will say that given an undirected and connected graph G, which is a set of vertices and set of edges, a spanning tree of the graph G is a tree that spans G. That means it includes every vertex of the given graph G and is a subgraph of G. That means every edge in the tree belongs to that graph G, which means that a spanning tree is a subset of a graph G which has all the vertices covered with minimum possible number of edges, and it does not have any cycle and it cannot be obviously disconnected. Right? Why? It cannot be disconnected because we have already said that the spanning tree should be such that all the nodes could be spanned in that particular tree, and in a disconnected graph it is not possible to traverse all the nodes because obviously there will not be any edge. Right? So by the definition we can draw a conclusion that every connected and undirected graph has at least one spanning tree, and a disconnected graph does not have a spanning tree as it cannot be spanned to all its vertices. Let us consider an example. We are going to consider this example with three vertices A, B and C, and in this particular example we can see this, that there are three spanning trees possible out of this particular graph G. In this particular graph, we can, if we consider the properties, we can see this graph is a complete graph. Why? Because between every pair of vertices there is an edge present, a direct edge present, and the graph is connected graph. So that means we can find the spanning trees. So these are the spanning trees out of this particular graph. We will consider one more example, but before that I would like to discuss the mathematical properties of the spanning tree. So the first property says that a spanning tree has n minus 1 edges, where n is the number of nodes. So we can see this, that n is here, n, the value of n is 3. So the number of edges present in each spanning tree should be 3 minus 1, that is 2. So we can see this, that in every spanning tree there are 2 edges present. So the first property says that the number of edges should be 1 less than the number of nodes. If we consider one more example, let us say we have 4 nodes, and again we are considering a complete graph. Let us say this is our given graph. Now how many spanning trees are possible? Obviously there are many spanning trees possible out of this particular graph G. Now this could be one spanning tree. So how many edges should be there according to our first property? There are 4 vertices, that means 4 minus 1, that is 3. So number of edges here possible in this spanning tree will be 3. Right? So we can see this, there are 3 edges. One more, if we say that any other spanning tree possible, yes, this could be the spanning tree, and again there are 3 edges. Again this could be the spanning tree. If we include this edge in this, let us say if we have included this edge, we cannot include this edge. Why? Because including this edge will form a closed loop, and we have already studied that a spanning tree should not contain any cycle. Now next property says that for a complete graph, by removing e minus n plus 1 edges, we can construct a spanning tree. So how many edges are there? 3 edges are there. E minus n are 3 again, and plus 1. So that means if we remove one edge from this given graph, if we remove one edge, any one edge, so this could be a spanning tree. So we can see that removing one edge has given a spanning tree. Similarly in this particular graph, if we talk about our example, so how many edges are there? There are 1 2 3 4 5 6 edges are there, and 6 minus number of vertices 4 plus 1. So that means if we remove 3 edges from this graph, that means if we remove 3 edges from this given graph, so it will give a spanning tree, any 3 edges, but the property we have to keep in mind is that the spanning tree should not contain a cycle, right? So let us say this could be the spanning tree. We have removed 1, 2 and 3. So we have removed 3 edges and this forms a spanning tree. And the last property says that, okay, yes, we were discussing this, that in this particular given graph, how many spanning trees are possible? We have seen there are 3 spanning trees. Out of this 4, this graph where 4 vertices are there, how many spanning trees are possible? So there are 16 spanning tree possible. Now if we go for the hit and trial method, obviously we are going to construct, we will be able to construct these 16 trees. But if we talk about a graph with, let's say, 5 nodes, right? So how many spanning trees will be possible in this particular 5 node graph, and let's say if it is a complete graph, right? So in this case, in such cases, what we are going to do, we are going to use a formula, and that formula says that n to the power n minus 2 will be the total number of spanning trees possible out of a complete connected graph. Now what is the meaning of complete graph? Complete graph means that when there is an edge between every pair of vertices. So in this graph, in this given graph, how many spanning trees are possible? 3 to the power 3 minus 2, that means 3 to the power 1, that means 3 graphs are possible. In our example where we have considered 4 nodes, how many spanning trees are possible? 4 to the power 4 minus 2, that means 4 square, which is 16. Similarly, if there is a complete graph with 5 nodes, how many trees will be possible? 125 trees will be, spanning trees will be possible out of the graph with 5 nodes, right? But what about the tree if it is not a complete graph? So there we use a theorem which is known as Kirchhoff's theorem to find the number of spanning trees if the given graph is not a complete graph, right? So next topic is minimum spanning tree, and this is the most important topic in this particular concept, which is of spanning trees. And what is this minimum spanning tree? That we have considered a connected undirected graph. Now if we say that we have allotted some value to the edges present in that particular graph, right? So if we consider a weighted connected undirected graph, so out of many spanning trees there should be a tree with minimum cost, right? So in a weighted graph, a minimum spanning tree is a spanning tree that has minimum weight than all other spanning trees of the same graph. So in real world situations, this weight can be measured as distance or traffic load or any arbitrary value denoted to the edges, right? So the cost, minimum spanning tree means the cost of the spanning tree should be the minimum. So we will consider this example. Let us say this is a graph. It is not a complete graph because this edge is missing. So let us say this is a graph, and out of this graph there can be many spanning trees constructed, and one of them is this whose cost is 11. So we have considered these 3 edges in this graph, and the total cost of this tree is 4 plus 5 plus 2, that is 11, and one of the tree is this where we have considered these 3 edges and the cost is 4 plus 1 plus 2, that is 7. So this tree is the minimum spanning tree. So how to find that which tree is the minimum spanning tree? So essentially we are going to construct a spanning tree out of the given graph with minimum total cost waste, total cost, and that is the important topic for the entrance exams also, any competitive exams, and for the end semester exams also. And for this we study 2 algorithms, Prim's algorithm and Kruskal's algorithm. So in the next lecture we will be discussing about these 2 algorithms. So this is it for today's lecture. I hope you liked it. I would request you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. In the next lecture we will be discussing the Prim's algorithm. Till then I am signing off. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.